The man just slept a few minutes longer, only to find his girlfriend had left without notice. But suddenly, an air raid siren blared outside. He curiously rushed to the balcony to check. However, what he saw left him stunned. A neighbor from the high-rise opposite fell unexpectedly. A military helicopter appeared to lose control. It crashed directly into a nearby building. Before David could process what was happening, screams and shouts erupted from below. He slowly peered down over the edge to see residents frantically fleeing in all directions. His girlfriend was among the crowd, seemingly waiting for something. David wanted to ask her what was going on, but unexpectedly she lunged at an elderly person and began attacking. David was paralyzed with fear at this horrific scene. He had no idea what was happening below. Just as he frantically retreated inside, his male neighbor suddenly burst into his room, saying his wife had suddenly gone insane, and asked if David could shelter him for a while. Before David could agree, the neighbor walked into the bathroom holding his injured head. David realized this situation wasn't simple, so he grabbed a fruit knife just in case. Just then, breaking news appeared on TV. The anchor reported a virus was affecting the globe. Already 90% of humans had become abnormal, and those bitten or scratched by the infected would quickly lose their sanity. The neighbor coming out of the bathroom also saw the news. He hurriedly explained he only had a scratch, but the next second his eyes turned red. The skin on his face began to mutate. As the neighbor was about to turn into an infected, David immediately held up his knife and told him to leave. The neighbor sensibly turned and walked out. David quickly rushed to shut and lock the door. Sure enough, horrible screams came from outside. David couldn't help but peek through the people, only to see the neighbor being attacked by others. The continuous horrific scenes made David collapse to the floor in fear. He knew the world outside was now overrun by the infected. He tried to contact his parents to check their situation, but no one answered the phone. Then he noticed a text from his father from an hour ago. It turned out the virus had broken out there hours earlier. They were temporarily safe hiding at home. David knew that to survive, he must take protective measures. He blocked the door with the refrigerator to prevent infected from breaking in, and covered all windows with paper, then moved the mattress to the living room. So at night while resting, he could monitor any movement at the windows and door. At night, David suddenly heard noises from the bathroom. He grabbed a baseball bat and slowly approached. An infected had fallen through the ventilation duct into the bathroom. This sudden development made David quickly hide behind the sofa. This female infected was attractive with a great figure, but David knew she had mutated. So when she wasn't looking, he subdued her from behind with the baseball bat. Watching the female infected fall motionless, David threw her outside without hesitation. Then he used a surfboard to firmly block the ventilation duct. However, as days passed, the water pressure gradually decreased and food supplies were running low. Just as David was falling into despair, his phone suddenly chimed with a text message. David opened it. It was a voice message his mother had sent 5 days ago.